Fielded in the end zone, it's Carney. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Good vision and determination there to find his way up to the 23. Guys, let's chat about Florida. They start the season in the top 10. Ideal position to make a run. But what do they need to avoid?
Well, I think you avoid the talks about me and where we're at, because that doesn't matter.
Turning it on! Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line.
Get the big-time receiver involved early in the game. That's a huge key for this offense, no matter who they're playing against. But you can see, with his size, with his ability after the catch, this guy is a weapon, and he's putting this defense on alert early.
Let's take a second to look at the big picture for Florida. Big moment in recruiting last week. 4-star defensive back gives a verbal commitment. David, what's his adjustment going to be like?
Obviously, the adjustment of speed is a big deal, but that's why you go get a 4-star guy like this. I mean, he's got speed. He plays so many DBs at one time. This is a position I feel like you can transition to college really well. The expectations for him are going to be high.
The Gators look to keep this drive humming. Back to throw, it's Hahn. Firing to the right, complete. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Primary targets all covered down the field, so the QB had to check it down. He found his fullback, but for no gain.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Might be calling a hot route. Looking to fire. Oh, they're after him. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be third down. Here's why this one's so much fun, guys. Early in the season, sort of a proving ground type of game for a couple of squads that believe they could win it all.
And we've heard so much in this offseason, right, about both of these teams and top 10 teams preseason. Now you get a chance to prove it. Like, now you get a chance to see who are the dudes on the squad. These are always fun early in the season, Jesse.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to find out what these teams are about, because we've seen both teams beat up on weaker competition. We know they're both very talented, but let's see good against good and find out what they are.
Another incompletion on third down.
Really nice third down sub-defense there that time. It's third and long. They're expecting pass, and they're mixing up their looks. They're trying to change the picture pre-snap to post-snap to confuse the quarterback, now forcing the incompletion, setting up fourth.
Complete and looking for enough for the first down. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on down.
Coaches talk about it all the time. We're going to be aggressive. Well, they're aggressive on that first drive. They go for it on fourth down. No dice. Now you put your defense on the field. I like the aggressiveness, but now you got to deal with some of the consequences.
The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. The give to the back. Cross the 30 to the 35, and that's a gain of 6. Let's take a minute and talk about Miami. Their offseason, just what they were looking for. Top 10 recruiting class. Now they've got to figure out how to best use that talent, Jesse.
Well, not just difference makers in this top 10 class, but they've got some guys that they think can be key contributors both on offense and defense. And in this first game, you know they've got to be excited.
Yeah, and they're probably nervous too, right? Like, first big-time stage, big-time moment. A lot of young talent. Let's see how...
Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. At the 20. Touchdown, Miami. He got him loose, and it was lights out after that. They're on the board first here in the season opener. score to sort of set the tone, guys, in this rivalry matchup.
Man, doesn't this feel good to come out, score early, get the crowd involved, get the nerves out of the way, Palmer, when you're playing in a big rivalry game?
Yeah, and I feel like momentum's always a big thing in any game, but in rivalry games, it's that much more important because everybody is going to feed off that first score.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Coming out with it, it's Carney. He's brought down at the 30, but a productive return after deciding to bring it out. The Gators sending the offense back to work. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. Slithers into space. Not a lot of daylight, he gets one to the 32.
That's a fantastic play by the linebacker. He has such tremendous instincts. As soon as he sees run, he's coming downhill. He's got great speed. He gets you on the ground. That's why he's one of the best linebackers in the entire country.
Stands in and takes the hit. And the DB making a huge play, knocking it away downfield.
Well, the quarterback was in a world of trouble there. He was under pressure. He knew he was going to get hits. He was just trying to get rid of it, but he forced it into double coverage. He's lucky that was only an incompletion.
After the second down misfire, looking at a 3rd and 8. Back to pass, it's Hahn. Bringing the heat. The short hands, it's Cross. Turns it on in midfield. The defense got caught that time, and they finally get him on the ground at the 41. They built this offense around finding mismatches and just get the ball to the back and let him do his thing.
Yeah, it didn't have to be long down the field. Like it threw it right near the line of scrimmage, but you know I got a guy.
There he goes. Brought down at the 20-yard line after ripping off the big play.
And that's why if you're the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line and a big red zone opportunity here.
You know, as a defense, you kind of want to force the give on the RPO. You want them to run the football, and you can tell maybe the quarterback wishes he pulled this. Small game, but some information you gathered maybe for the next time you get to run an RPO.
Fires to the middle. And he's picked off at the goal line. That's a way to make a stand.
And you will always remember your first. And how about that? Breaking on the football, getting an INT. The first INT. Keep the football, brother. The first of many big-time plays for this guy.
And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Makes the catch. Finds enough room to get it to the 21 before going out of bounds.
And I love when my quarterback sees zone and knows exactly where to go with the football. Sees the wide receiver running the drag route, knows when to throw it, pulls the trigger for the easy completion.
They'll run play action. Looking to the big tight end. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36.
And I love running my tight ends across the formation. Just big targets that I can find a way to get the football to. Nice snag, nice little positive gain for my offense.
They've got it at the 36. It's a 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. On target.
You know, if you're going to complete some of these deep crossing patterns, the offensive line has got to be able to hold up because you know that receiver, it's going to take him time to get where he needs to be. So everybody up front really has to do a nice job of creating a clean pocket for the QB to throw from. Really good execution.
Trying to get a rhythm in the passing game now on 2nd down. Wide receiver comes in motion. Wants to throw again. Grabbed in the middle. It's Woodside. Oh, he's got some space. He lost and finally dragged down at the 32.
And the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
And the Hurricanes are marching down the field. Wants to go up top on first down. Release to the back. The short hands, it's Woodside. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
It's really tough on offenses when defenses know what you got to do. You got to pass the football. They're in man coverage. How about the receiver understanding where the first down is? He smells it. He goes and gets it.
They'll throw it from the red zone. Got his man on the right. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Well, he comes up with the reception, but not a lot of room to run after that.
Yeah, and I like the QB doing this. I mean, I'm going to find ways to give him the football and see if he can make a miss. And I'm going to bet most of the time that my guy is a little bit more athletic than that defensive guy. Defense won this battle, but I like trying to get this guy the ball in space.
And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. Third down coming.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Gets it out quickly. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down.
And as an offense, that's just why you cannot get behind the sticks in these types of situations. Third in California is hard to complete and it's hard to convert for anybody. And even though the running back is able to do something positive on that third down play, it's just too many yards to gain, and now they're forced to punt.
Trying to do it on the ground. That'll be enough to give them a first and goal from the 10. Probably the only people upset about going for it on fourth down, the punters, who don't seem to see the field as much as they used to.
Now when you've got a running back like that, he just has like a sixth sense. He always seems like he can just find the crease, especially in these short yardage situations. He comes up with a huge play there on fourth down.
They'll give it to him again. And they'll make the stop, and we are headed to the end of the first period. While we're only through one, these quarterbacks have been lighting up their stat line. They flipped into the field, and we're ready to play. First play of the period will be a second down. This is a design run. And he runs it in for a score. Touchdown, Canes!
I think you love starting the year off with some momentum, and that's exactly what this offense is doing. They're firing on all cylinders, defense doing their job as well. This team getting out the gates to start the season in great fashion.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point makes it 14-0. So a drive there of 85 yards, and they finish it off with the score from the 4. So after getting into the end zone on that last drive, they're set to kick it away. And he's not going to take a knee. Here he comes. He stopped at the 23, a couple of yards short of where he would have been with a touchback. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
They'll leave it with him. Breaks into the open. They've got him down at the 40 after he ripped off 15 yards. And the boys of old Florida are getting it done on the ground.
And you've seen time periods in history in Florida where they didn't care about the run. Spurrier, just throw it. Yeah, Jesse, throw it again. Yeah, throw it again. Just chuck it around. But I like when they commit to the ground game, have some success to create some balance.
Might as well give it to him again. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
Looking for a gap. It's Cross. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run.
Deep shot for the end zone. And good coverage there to knock it away and deny the score.
Great coverage, and it's so hard when the ball's thrown down the field to stay patient. Like, not to grab the guy, not to start to overreact to the football. Nice job staying a little bit patient when the ball got there, deflecting it, knocking it down.
He's able to pick his way for just a bit, but he'll be stopped at the 18. Good job by the punt team. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. They've already put a couple of scores up, and they look to add to it on this drive. Blasted as he lets it go. Finds a man in the middle. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35.
And those long shots, man, I tell you what, it takes a little bit longer to develop. So as a quarterback, you know you got to buy a little bit of time. Mad respect, man. Hanging in there, knowing he's going to get hit, but still making the big play down the field.
Leaves it with the running back.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Back to pass. Working that left side now. And he picks up the first down, but he will remember the price he paid after that hit.
Well, you know who's got to love this offense picking up so many first downs? It's their own defense. David, I know you love playing on teams with great offenses.
And the Canes have it with a 1st and 10. Power football with the run. Turning it on. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line. No matter who's been leading the program, Miami always wants to be able to run the ball with some physicality.
Yeah, it starts everything. The line of scrimmage starts everything. That attitude starts everything. And the U is known for attitude. And when they play physical, they've got great teams.
Quickly complete. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. You know, sometimes even a short gain like that can be used to set up something bigger later on.
No doubt, Reese, they can pump that and take a shot down the field. And don't worry, they're going to go back to that same play because they know this guy with the ball in his hands is dangerous. He makes one guy miss, he can take it to the house.
And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle. Man, oh man, that ball carrier was just shut down.
And I tell you what, they need some push up front too, right? They got to move those defensive linemen out of the way, at least create a hole so your running back has a chance. Not there, he didn't have it.
third and long. Try to convert through the air. That's caught. It's Foster. They've got it inside the 30. They'll mark it at the 28. It's first down.
Another first down. Man, this defense couldn't stop a nosebleed right now. It's that bad.
Now on the move at the 28-yard line on first down. They go to the ground. Oh, better look out! They get this sophomore on the ground, but he continues to make plays.
You got to be impressed by what you've seen by this offense so far in this game. In the first half, they've got a nice lead, and they've been able to do it with explosive plays, but they've also been able to do it with efficiency and getting first downs and staying on the field. And you saw another great example right there running the football. Anything they want to do right now is working.
A first down run in the red zone. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here. They keep pushing forward, now back to work on second and goal from the 6. Motion from the wide receiver. Back to pass on second down. Looking to the end zone. Touchdown, Hurricanes! Fired in from the red zone for the score. They'll try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, they're up 21-0. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Week in and week out, guys, you never know what's going to happen in college football. Check this out. Arkansas needs to pick up the pace, but this puppy is far from over. And with this crowd there in Fayetteville behind them, I'm kind of banking on a comeback. They're trailing by 10 to Nebraska.
Wide open, and it's a foot race. He'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Gators. He just took it the entire length of the field, end-to-end, coast-to-coast, nationwide for the touchdown.
And how about the fans in the stands going, no, 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 take a knee, no, yes, 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 yes. Over 100 yards to the kickoff return. Nice job taking that in the end zone, making a huge play.
They're just about to boot it away, full of energy after housing that last kickoff. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. To the air on first down. Hines is tight end. That's a really good tackle there, giving up some size and still making the play.
I like the idea by the quarterback there. You're trying to get this first down, so you find the tight end, see if he can make a guy miss or shake a tackle. Not able to get it done.
Now here on second down, see if they keep tossing it around. Wants to go up top. Pressure coming. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on.
We know about this running back's versatility, and he's made some plays in this game so far, catching the ball. That time, though, he had no shot. Defender bearing down on him. They're able to get the hit, make sure it falls incomplete.
Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's third and long. Corner's right up on that line of scrimmage. On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Got it in the middle. It's Woodside. They make the stop, but not before they do their work up top and pick up a first down.
Well, Well, this defense is being challenged, and the secondary in particular. And I know a DB made the tackle there, but we're only in the second quarter, and already this quarterback has over 200 yards passing.
Caught over the middle. It's Woodside. And this defense has its work cut out to get this dude on the ground. He was shedding serious tackles on his way to picking up the first. And the Canes have it with a 1st and 10. Wants to throw it. Makes the grab. It's Woodside. There he goes. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. They've done a really good job identifying mismatches, and they find one out of the backfield there.
Reese, I really don't think it's that hard. My guy is better than yours. Find the matchup across the field. Running back's got some speed. Get it in his hands quickly. Throw it to him fast. Let him make somebody miss against a slower guy that's usually a linebacker.
The clock will stop with this timeout from the offense. They'll get a chance to regroup on the sideline.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
2nd down, they'll go to the air. He's got it on the run. Good throwing catch. Takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in.
How many first downs is that, guys? On this drive alone, this defense has got to find a way to get off the field. Playing way too many snaps.
This offense has been running up and down the field, and here they are, 1st and goal, a chance to tack on another one before halftime. Back's got it. He's down at the 1, and they almost had the touchdown pass on that one.
And this offense shows they will be aggressive. On 1st and goal, they get the completion. Listen, games come down to executing in the red zone. This is a big spot.
They'll try to blast their way in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Miami!
Well, this offense is clicking. They've been doing it all first half. Running the ball, throwing the ball. They had insult to injury with another touchdown here right before teams go into the tunnel. This defense, guys, they have got to find some answers, and they've got to regroup here at halftime.
And they tacked on the extra point. So they got the touchdown, and as they kick off, really important for the defense to shut them down here. Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. They get him stopped, and he was close to taking that one a long ways down at the 38. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Looking to throw, it's Hahn. Pocket breaking down. And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38. They'll use a timeout right before halftime, maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Wants to fire on 2nd down. Oh, he wants it all. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
Well, at this juncture in the game, with how the scoreboard looks, no question this offense is going to have to throw to get back in the game, and it's going to be tricky now because the defense is expecting it.
Going for it all. Got it in stride inside the 20. Just what they were looking for, a huge explosive play, and they're inside the 15 at the 13-yard line. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. He'll put total leather and get this second half started. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. Not sure they had to make many adjustments at halftime as they try to build on this lead here in the third. throws for the tight end. Complete in the middle. How about the zip this junior put on that ball to pick up the first down?
They say tight ends are a quarterback's best friend in the pass game because think about it. The tight end's the guy lined up closest to the quarterback, which means generally those are the easiest throws a quarterback has. You saw it on that play.
The give to the left side. And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Looking to fire. Quickly out to the tight end. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down.
That's just a very easy, comfortable throw for the quarterback. He knows he has his big target, the tight end, running across the field on the drag. Nice play.
The Hurricanes come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw on first down. Here's a heat. Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47. He was lurking, waiting for his opportunity, and like a gator in the swamp, he went into the roll and got that quarterback.
They did. I tell you what, when you want to be dominant in this league, if Florida wants to get back to being a dominant team, it's got to be guys like this in the trenches dominating football games.
The Canes trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Going to sling it on second down. Oh, it's picked off. That's not the start they hoped for. Didn't get a ton on the return, but the most important thing, he got the ball, and they've got it at the 48.
Man, what a great break on the football. Nice job seeing it squeezing. A lot of those defensive guys, man, they don't have great hands all the time, but you always remember your first interception. They'll always remember this moment.
And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Give to the running back. And he's stuffed by that big defensive tackle up front.
Stopping the run is about physicality. It's about I'm bigger than you, I'm stronger than you up front. Really nice job by the defense, showing their strength, bowing up, stuffing the run.
Gets open down the middle. They've got it inside the 30. They'll mark it at the 28. It's first down.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that third down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
Second and long. Timeout called here by the defense. It's their first of the half. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Here we go. The give to the tailback. Runs through a tackle. Finds just enough room to pick up a couple down to the 26.
Man, a nice second effort by the back to break a tackle. But how about those defensive backs willing to come up, stick their face in the fan, and make a tackle?
Those are the best run defenses too, right? It's not just D linemen and linebackers getting all the plays, but it's DBs that are willing to not just cover, but tackle backs in the open field.
Dropping back, it's Hahn. Using the quick game. And they'll stop him about 5 yards short of the first. facing this double-digit deficit here in the second half. Almost a no-brainer to go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Got a man in the middle. Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's first and goal from the 8.
Wow, and that was just a bang-bang play. On that fourth down, the coverage was tight. QB had his receiver. He knew where he wanted to go with it, but the only way that ball gets completed is if he puts a little extra mustard on it, and he shows you the arm talent on the throw.
Starting to feel a little pressure. And that one is right on target if his target was the first row.
And you're not going to see many of those. Now, that's a gift for this defense. You don't see this guy miss very often, especially to put 6 on the board. That was a big missed opportunity for this quarterback and this offense.
Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Snagged out of the air. They go up top to get it down to the 5-yard line as they try to pay off this drive.
I like the aggressiveness by this defense. You've got to play tight on the wide receivers. There's not a lot of space on the field. You've got to be aggressive, and you've got to make tackles.
Quick strike complete. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
And he made that look easy, but it's not. I think one of the hardest things to do is tackle these quick, shifty wide receivers in the open field. Nice job getting that sucker on the ground.
The offense didn't even glance to the sidelines. They'll stay out there and go for it on fourth and goal from the 1. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Florida!
And the head coach is going to keep going for it on fourth down because his offense responds like that. Your coach gives you the ultimate vote of confidence. Down on the goal line, we're going for it. I believe in you guys to execute, get us in the end zone, and they pay it off. Phenomenal job up front by the offensive line. You love to see a team respond to their coach's confidence.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
And we've been anticipating this top 15 matchup all week. Let's show you how things are playing out. OHIO. Ohio State is up big right now in what's shaping up to be a blowout to remember. They're up 14 over Notre Dame. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. Their lead down to 2 touchdowns as they go back to work on this drive. Looking downfield on first down. It's complete to the right. Out across the 40 and forced out of bounds at the 42. And now this offense is clicking.
The defense has got to be able to make a play at some point here in the second half. You're down 2 possessions. You need to steal a possession badly. You need to have a takeaway. The coverage is going to have to be way tighter than on that last throw. Otherwise, this offense is just going to go up and down the field.
They'll try it over the left side. Oh, he's got some space. He's at the 30. He's at the 10. Slippery slide, find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Canes!
And to have a rushing touchdown of that type of yardage, you've got to be able to make something miss. It's one thing to get into the second level, but can you make that last defender miss? And you saw it on that play. Once he was in the clear with his speed, he was gone.
And the extra point is good. Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown. They'll grab the squib kick just inside the 10. And the returner will be knocked down.
Wow, they narrowly avoid disaster there. They fumble the kick return, and if that goes to the other team, all the momentum is no longer with them. So a nice job being able to pounce back on that, and the head coach breathing a huge sigh of relief.
From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. Pushes his way for a couple and gets it to the 7-yard line.
It's definitely too early to panic, but there's some bad feelings going on for this offense right now. You're way down on the scoreboard. I know we're still in the first half, but after that last play, it's pretty obvious. You can't run the ball. You're becoming a one-dimensional offense at a time when you need to be able to score some points. So either get it done through the air or you've got to be more physical up front.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Looking to throw, it's high. Fires to the wideout. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
Well, it was a good throw. It was a good route, but it was the hit that forced that incompletion.
And this offense is desperate to keep this drive alive, trailing by multiple possessions, and it's getting late. Wide open downfield. And that's where they'll mark him, but a chunk play and they pick up a first down. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And of course he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on third down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
Well, it's a nice job, too, of the quarterback after the play fake there, getting his eyes down the field. He had to get that to his tight end quickly, knowing he wasn't going to have a lot of space to run with after the catch.
Stonewalled again. No gain on the play. They keep trying to stick with the running game, but there's not much getting done.
And coming out in the second half, this offense, they needed to establish this run game. They needed to get something going. They're losing. They've got to find a way to get a flow, to get a rhythm. And so far here to start this second half, defense picking up where it left off.
He'll pull it down. Great job by this savvy senior to know when he just needs to move the sticks with his feet.
Well, you just get the feeling, too, that if they're going to claw their way back in this game, his legs are going to have to be a factor. What a great job scrambling that time. Nothing open. He didn't panic. He saw some green grass.
Going downfield for the big play. And they took a shot on that one, but couldn't make the connection. It's incomplete.
And that's a really good job by this defense being dialed in. You got a big lead. You know exactly what's coming. This offense is going to have to make some explosive plays down the field. They were ready, they were disciplined, and made a good play on the football.
They're dealing with a second and long. Throws to the wideout. It's picked off, and another empty drive. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football.
And this safety is a ball hawk. He's a playmaker. Not only have we seen him get involved in the running game and make tackles playing downfield, but he plays the center field position as well as anybody in college football, and you saw it right there.
First snap of this drive will come from the 46. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to avoid the loss.
I think he's showing you his experience on that decision right there. There was nothing open, so don't try to force it into coverage. You've got the lead. If it's not there, just throw it away. The head coach loves to see his quarterback make that kind of decision.
Behind the chains now on second and long. Here comes the heat. Right on the money. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup.
That's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
Third and short from the 49. Is this four-down territory? Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. From the gun, he'll try to throw for it on third down. Got his man quickly. Nice job to pick up the first down, and they'll spot it at the 42. Okay, ready? We've been treated to an aerial show by these two guys so far as you check out their numbers. One more quarter to go, and it looks as if we are ready to play.
14.
Ready. They'll go back to work with a first down in the final period. They'll give it to the back. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
Catch in the middle, it's Foster. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down.
Guys out of the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on it.
Running into the open space. Ball is loose. He picks it up, still on his feet. They bring him down, but not only does he recover the fumble, he gets the first down.
Great job by the defense forcing the fumble, but a bad, unfortunate bounce, and the offense pounces back on it.
And the Hurricanes are moving quickly down the field. Trying the left side. Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
And here comes money down for this offense. Third down execution is a premium. You work on it all week ad nauseum for these moments when you can execute when the field starts to shrink.
From the gun, wants to pass. Grab near the marker, it's Woodside. And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Hurricane! They've extended this lead, guys, but sometimes in a rivalry game, you get down and you fight back that much harder.
Man, you've seen crazy comebacks and crazy swings of momentum in rivalry games. You just need that first thing to break your way, Palmer.
I think it really comes down to their key playmakers, David. They can come back, but these guys need to take ownership. Now's the time. In this type of game, they have got to step up and start making plays.
Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. He's brought down, but a really nice return gets it to the 41. The Gators sending the offense back to work. We've certainly seen better performances from this group. You have to hope that they'll grow from this, but this is going to be one that they're going to kick themselves over for a while.
It's always interesting how people handle late game. Like, you know this game is over. There's not a lot to gain from it, but some people try to throw the ball deep and continue to make plays. They throw it short. The clock's running out, and there's not a lot to talk about that's going to be positive for this offense.
Still looking, on the move. Takes a hit as he fires. Got him downfield. Perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle at the 17.
And this offense has got to kick it in high gear now. Making a big play, that is great, but we got to go up-tempo. We got to go fast. We're trailing big in this ball game. We got to put a lot of drives together. Maybe even get lucky with an onside kick.
Got the quick pass. And that defense is there to guide him out of bounds after a short gain.
Yeah, and he runs a quick out route, and this is a timing route. Quarterback has to trust him, throw him the football. You can tell they've thrown this a time or two. Nice job, nice success.
Looking for a man, it's Hahn. And he got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete.
Yeah, and great job by the linebacker understanding what to do in zone coverage. I drop, I take my steps. When that quarterback's feet get set, my feet get set, I break on the football. Nice break. Way to go break that up and swat it down.
And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up.
Man, they just couldn't find a hole. Down in the red zone, the field shrinks. So much harder to complete those passes. But fourth and short. Now, decision time, baby.
Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. Makes the grab past the marker, and he will take it in. Touchdown, Gators!
With that last touchdown now, they're trying to create some momentum. They're trying to avoid starting the season 0-1. They know they've got a lot of work to do here in the second half, but should be feeling pretty good about that last score. Now you've got to keep that up.
The deficit is huge. This one is all but over, but they'll keep trying and line up for the onside kick. That's why they call them the hands team. They're able to secure the onside kick. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. Takes the handoff, and he's going right. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And I know you can play these late-game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Fires to the big fella. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker.
Well, you hear all the time that the tight end's the QB's best friend. You saw a perfect example of it on that last play, right? Second down, you need to pick up some positive yards to keep this third down manageable. Really nice job of executing that.
And the Canes come to the line on third and short, trying to keep the drive alive. They'll run for it on third and short. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
And this one isn't over because the defense still has 3 timeouts left, but man, that clock is ticking, and they can just run the football up multiple possessions. They're going to need something magical to happen. They're going to need to start stripping at that football, create some turnovers, and get lucky down the stretch.
The give as they work on that clock. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down.
Big reason why his team has the lead right now late is because of his performance running the football. Well over 100 yards in this game. They knew that they were going to have to really put a lot of pressure on him. He'd have to shoulder the load, and he has delivered for his offense all game long.
They'll dial up the run on first and goal. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman.
Man, nowhere to run on that play at all.
About all you can say is do better. But that's the problem. Are they able to do better?
And that's why you keep trying things, right? Keep trying to get on the perimeter, run it up the middle, try different things to see what you do well.
Dumps it off to the flats. Next, going for the goal line. Good throw and catch. Takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in.
Nice job by the defense forcing the third and goal. You can't allow any run after catch in these situations. Play aggressive, play tight, and play physical.
They've pushed it forward down to the 5, but now looking at third and goal. They'll move the tight end. Keeping it on the ground on third and goal. They're going to stop him short, and man, we haven't seen a lot of that. This offense has been a machine on third down. And now on fourth down, they'll try a field goal. Never a doubt. Right down the middle. And now the lead is even bigger. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Fellas, week to week, you just never know, which is why we're here with an update. Arkansas is currently trailing in this one, but it feels like the tide may be turning. These Hogs have gotten up off the canvas before, and they are capable of it again today. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Nebraska. We'll circle back if anything big happens in this college football matchup.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Back to throw, it's Hahn. He wants a big play here late. And that one's incomplete. Worth taking a shot there, but couldn't hook up.
Well, at this point, you're still trying to throw stuff up against the blackboard and see if it sticks. You're down by a lot of points, so why not try it, right? And give the offense credit. You know, you're not just going to run the football. You're not just going to take a knee and go into the locker room with your tail between your legs. I like the fighting spirit, just not enough of that today.
He scrambled forward and got a few and turned that into a positive play. Trying play action. Fires to the right. Got his man downfield. That'll be enough for the first down as they stop him at the 43-yard line. Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Trying to make magic on the scramble. And it'll be a short game, but no need to take a big hit there on the scramble.
And that's a really good job by this defense, because remember, when the quarterback runs, now you got an extra blocker, because he's not just handing it off and standing there, and they still did a good job at the point of attack, kind of strung it along and made him run out of bounds.
They'll go to work in the air on second down. The throw to the outside is complete. They've got it inside the 30. They'll mark it at the 28. It's first down. Wants to throw on first down. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
It's got to be frustrating to be this quarterback in this game, too. He just has never had confidence being able to step up in the pocket and deliver throws. When he gets flushed, they're still taking away all the throws down the field. It's just been one of those days.
Under fire. Hauls it in. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks. They'll immediately call timeout. And the Gators come to the line needing just inches for the first down. Off the play fake. Here's the pressure. They get to him as he throws. How about a little rhythm that you can tap your toe to on that throw and catch for the first down? These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when.
Touchdown, Florida! Quick strike through the air for the score.
And a nice touchdown, continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to.
Throw to the end zone. It's picked off. Inside the 50. Inside the 30.
Nice coverage, jump the route, create the interception, and then it looks like he could go all the way. Oh, so close.
Undeterred by this huge deficit in the last half minute, they'll line up for the onside kick. Cool as a cucumber as the hands team makes a sure catch.
Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time when you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. No need to go Joe Pisarcik, Larry Zonka here, Jet. Breaks into the open. Runs through the tackle. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down.
Smart offense. I love it, man. Make them use that timeout. Run the football. I can run the football and let that clock now tick inside of a minute. I'm in great situation to win this football game. Just be smart and keep that thing running.
Looking for a crease. It's Foster. They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground. Coming into this one, we wondered whether these guys were a little bit